Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Kay here. I'm so glad that you're here to share with me while I continue this journal from scratch, and hopefully I'll do better this time than I did the first time, because I was a bit all over the place. I apologise for that. Please stick around to the end because I've got a bit of a surprise. With my cover, I found some material that I thought sort of picked up there's a very pale yellow in there, and the sort of pinky orange sort of picks up these colours here. I thought it matched quite well with the cover. But when I stuck it down, you could see the Rice Bubbles logo, so I had to put another bit of cardstock there, so that's what I've done there. And on the inside I've used some more of that same paper from the same paper pad to cover the inside, because I thought that would look really nice. And as you can see, I've put the material all down the middle as well. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to put some rickrack on the edge here, because I'm not a big fan of this raggedy edge here, and I was going to put the rickrack here. I got this from an Etsy shop from Bendigo, Ballarat. So I can, if I can remember where to find the link, I'll put it down below if you're interested. I found lots of rickrack online, but a lot of it was not coming out, sorry. A lot of it was from overseas, all the stuff that I wanted, and I know that by the time you pay postage it just gets a bit ridiculous to Australia. Because the reason why I was looking was because I couldn't find any thin rickrack at Spotlight. But the thing is, I obviously can't think what the measurements are in my head, because when I ordered it, I obviously ordered the big stuff anyway. So anyway, and then I went to Spotlight the other day to look for something, and I just thought, I'll have a look at the rickrack to see what's there now, and all the stuff that I wanted is in there. But the thing is, I just don't have, this is annoying me, it's not coming out. This just didn't have the colours that I was sort of looking for. So like I said, there's lots of companies in Britain at Etsy, from Etsy, that sold it. Not so many in Australia, which was interesting. Because we're in our nearest Ling craft shop. This is just really frustrating. I apologise. I thought it was all ready to go when I looked at it, but it's obviously not. It's just the glue's gathered at the top here, and it's just preventing the other glue from coming through. Trials and tribulations of being a crafter. It certainly teaches you patience. Let's try that. Is it coming out now? It was, yes, thank goodness for that. It was coming out beautifully yesterday. So Tony is hasn't been well. He's had a bit of very chesty cough and lost his voice, and not lost his voice, but it sounded terrible. Something he seems to sort of get in the winter, despite being vaccinated. But there's so many viruses going around because people have just lost that immunity from being at home a lot during COVID, the COVID outbreaks. And we don't go out a lot to different places anyway, but when we were away we did go out for lunch quite a few times, and so perhaps we were around more people than we usually are, and I think that's probably why he was a bit, I was going to say crook, because that's what we say in Australia. Crook means sick, not well. And I wasn't feeling 100% either. I'm still feeling it a little bit. I can't decide whether it's because I'm unfit, which is probably likely, and or the fact that I have this underlying health issue with my lungs, and my body doesn't let me do things that I'd like to do. So it could be a combination of both. Unfitness, overweightness, filth, who knows, who knows. So that's one side, and that's what it'll look like when it's, I think I quite like that, how it worked out. Just going to rub out the excess glue, and hopefully cut the other side the same. Don't like that bubble. The trouble is it's not there when you fold it properly. Look. I can't unpick it anymore to pull it up to stick it down again. I'm just going to let it dry and then I'll trim it a bit later on. So on the cover, I'm going to use this from the front cover of the book that I shared with you on the previous video, and so I'm going to put that there, under there, like that. And I'll cut out this woman as well from the front cover, and I'm going to put her at the side here because I think that looks really effective like that. Just, I haven't quite got the hang of the shoe. It's a bit hard to, because it's a cover. It's shiny and it's thicker, so it's a bit slippery. Hopefully, I'll just trim this a bit more because I just don't like the black showing. I could ink it, but the thing is, I don't know if it'll ink because it's shiny. I think tried something inking before and it didn't work when it was shiny. All the way back here, Kay. You have to go all the way back here, and you thought you'd cut it properly and you obviously didn't. I don't know. Rushing. Hopefully the glue will stick on the shiny cardboard. So today's another cold day. Oh, perfect. I'm going to put her there. Doesn't she look a bit like Doris Day? If you're old enough to know who Doris Day was, you know, films sort of like that sort of wholesome look. Yes, make believe fantasy. I mean, it must have been so hard because there was this ideal that you were supposed to be this person, and it must have been so hard that, you know, you had to have the meals cooked and the house tidy and everything perfect for when your husband came home, and that was it. I don't know what happened, because in the war, women had their own lives and had independence, and then the 50s come along. They seem to have been put back in their roles of staying home, looking after the home front, and that's fine, but it's not everybody's cup of tea. It's just not with the rest of the cover, I wasn't sure whether I wanted anything else, whether I wanted recipe for this word here. So I'm going to cut it out and see if it works or not. I don't know where my other scissors are, my sharp ones. Must have used them somewhere else and not brought them back in, or they're behind me on the bed, because in this room I have my craft space. Behind me I have a spare bed, because we bought it for, when we moved into this house, we bought it for my oldest daughter, because at that stage they were living in Melbourne. I might put that there. What do you think? Sort of a bit too much of an angle, isn't it, really? Quite just like it there. Don't know what I'm going to do with that corner. I'll have to think about it. I'll have to find something to put there. So when my husband and I used to share this room. He used to be on the other side of the room, and he collects records. That's his hobby. He listens to them as well, so it's not just for buying sake. And when my eldest daughter moved to Adelaide, we thought, well, we won't need the whole room for them anymore, so he moved into that space where the bed was with all of his stuff. And then I stayed here, and we were going to get rid of the double bed, but because we don't have the grandchildren stay that often, and I tend to use it as a place to put all my stuff. Now this is really untidy as well, and I thought maybe this washi tape is throughout my journal. I'll show you my journal, a signature of my journal in a minute that I've got so far. I put all my signatures together yesterday off camera because that's a bit tedious to watch. So I made four signatures. That's my first one. That's the next one. We've got Rise and Shine, and we've got Milk Bar. And the first one's a little bit different. I'll show you what I mean by that. So inside I've just found a really old golden book, and I thought that would work because it's the stories of the animals of the Farmer Jones. I thought it tied in with the whole taking your food from the farm and eating it. So there's the retro kitchen here and the book there. This was 1975, so it's not that old, but I thought the theme fitted. Some coloured paper because I thought it would matches all the colours of the collection. Some photocopy paper, some more coloured paper, the old stoves that I showed you in the collection I showed you from Cartabella. And I will make a pocket out of that because I've just folded it over to fit, and I'm going to put stick that down to make that a pocket. Some more photocopy paper, some of the book from the cookbook page, some old note writing paper, photocopy paper, some of the advertising from the cookbook. This is another old 50s story that I thought would fit in nicely with the whole 50s retro thing. Photocopy paper. Oh no, it's not photocopy, it was coloured paper. I bought coloured paper, I put the colour around this way for a change. That 50s sort of pattern. Photocopy. And this is what I did with the pattern I started cutting out yesterday. I've actually made it into a page. So there's the front, and I'm still thinking about whether I'll cover this, and I've glued that down very carefully. I put it on some cardstock and then stuck it down on this paper, and the back is like that there. Just needs a bit of strength in, I think. And there's an envelope, so I might create a flip out for that. So they've all got those, but they don't all have this. This is different just for the first one. Whether I'll make another one for a different closure, I don't know, because I've got lots of patterns, but if I use another pattern, I'll have maybe not use a 50s style one. I'll have to see how many 50s styles ones I've got. I've got a few 50s and more 60s, but lots of 70s and 80s and a few 90s as well. So just making sure it's all stuck down. So that's what I've done with the signature. What I'm going to do now is when you've put your pages in, the next thing to do is to lay the bases, is the word I'm looking for. So I've got a couple of stencils here, and I've got some pink tattered rose, and I've got where's my brush? My brush is here. So I've got some squares for some square patterns, and I've got a doily pattern to see which one, because you would have used doilies and tablecloths and things like that, especially for high tea. I'm just going to do some decoration along the sides here, just to alleviate the actually, I'll leave the right. I might just do it to the white ones, and where I can see bases on the other one. just using a bit of paper behind so it doesn't go on the other things. Oh. So they come out green because obviously my brush is not clean, but that's alright. I think it looks alright. I don't want to overdo it. Might put a few bricks on this one, on the corner of this one. I know that I had this dress, and I know it was in the 60s. It was my favourite dress. It had patterns of bricks on it. It was really, I loved it. I loved it. My favourite dress. I was really disappointed when I grew out of it. Okay, that'll be enough for now. Maybe just to balance it out on this side a little bit. Just a bit on this side. So I'm just going to show you how that on a few pages. I'm not going to do all of them because I just don't want to detract too much from the things that are there already. Because what I'm also going to do is I've got all these strips left over from where I've cut the pages down to size. So I might use some of those in a minute. Do this down here. Some people get some really great vibrancy from when they do this. So I think it must be not pressing hard enough. They don't look like pressing hard enough at all either. That's alright. Maybe it's the wrong pink. Maybe I should be using the brighter pink. That's alright for now. Where else? Where else can I do it? That's on the side of that one. I might. I don't want to do too much of the inking because, like I said, I want to do some. I want to do some of the strips I've got left over. They're all in a pile over here. Let's try the brighter pink and see what happens. That's good. That's good. What I might do is go back over that one I did before if I can find it. I'll go back over it after. Oh, there it is there. Line it up. That's better. That looks good. You see? That looks good. All right. Don't want to do too much stenciling. Just scrap it of paper. Might do it this bit here. In this corner. I'm just doing the same colour for a bit of continuity more than anything else. I did a very good job of that, did I? Really? Line it up a bit more. That's better. Probably could do with something there, but I might use some of the paper I've got here. It's called laying the base area to sort of add interest to those kind of pages. But I did that last time, didn't I? On the same blue pattern. But it doesn't have to be over the top. It has to be so what you like, and people, and you can still write over the top of it. So. Okay, that'll be right. That's right. On this signature, I've stuck a clock there in here. This is actually a bit of paper left over. I stuck that down to make a pocket there. So this has just come up a little bit. Right, if I would like more stenciling, I'll do that after. Just want to put some of these strips down, and I've got all these strips left over from the things I've cut out. So let's have a look whether it needs any strips anywhere. I think those pages are busy enough. They don't really need anything else, unless I put a bit of, this might need a bit of strengthening here, so maybe a little bit of paper along the bottom just to give it a bit of sun at the top as well. Might have to, that won't be long enough for both of them, so I'll see what else I've got. What about this bit of paper? Too dark. Could use the washi tape, but it needs something because it's just too fragile. Wrong colour. Not wrong width, I should say, because it's not even. Okay, I definitely like that one the best, but what I might do is down the bottom and then see what I've got at the top. Okay, let's do that. Cut that. Thinking of making some tags with these, but I think that I might be using them for, that might actually make it worse. Just having a look what washi tapes I have. It's blue, that's blue, so perhaps I could use that one. I do like to have a bit of continuity though, so I want to be able to sort of do both sides of the paper. So I'm going to be, I want to chop these chickens off. They're so cute. Might take this page, push this page down a bit so I don't put the sticky tape where it doesn't belong. Okay, that'll do. Just fold it up. Oops. I have used, like I did use washi tape here as well, because this was two separate bits of paper. And I used the washi tape to join them, but when I've done that, I've actually put glue down first and then put the washi tape afterwards, just to make sure it sticks, because sometimes washi tape doesn't always stay stuck. So that's just that should be right there, because it's not doing anything like binding anything, so I might do the same for the top. Again, take that away for a minute. Because again, this is just really, it's a bit broken, so this is just to help with the turning of the pages and giving it a bit of stability. Oh, that's wonderful. Quite like that, just too much this side. Okay, so what else do I want? Do I want to have some of these patterns? That doesn't really work out, that one, but this one here, that's a nice pattern on the page. Could just do a little bit of a band across here, sort of tuck something in. We'll do that. So just cut that off. And we'll glue that down. just there. And the other side. Oops. That's better. So that we can create some tags and journaling cards and things like that. Because I've got these recipe cards from another collection I've got, and I can go in there. I think I might need to put that sticky tape down there. Perhaps. I think I might need a bit of sticky tape. Not sticky tape, double-sided tape. Ooh. You would think that that wouldn't be so hard, but it is, because I don't want to cut the paper, the red paper. That'll do. So I've got like a nice little spot there for putting my journaling cards and things like that in there. So that's just going to dry for now. What else can I use? Nothing else on that side. I can go in the bin. Keep this one for one of the other journals, one of the other signatures a bit later on. Some of these I shouldn't be using this one because of the because of what's the topic. Some of them are breakfast ones. Like that's a breakfast one. And I want to keep this one for a general kind of thing. So let's have a look. Could use this one here. That's pretty. Look. There you go. There it is. Might just use it as a side tuck. Put it there as a side tuck. Maybe not there. Perhaps here where there's not a lot happening. You can see I need to fix this one here, I think. Let's do that there, I think, as a side tuck. This one I think I will use a bit of double side tuck because it's bigger. Not talking very much, Kay. What do you want to say? Not lots. Because I said my husband and I have not been doing very much because we both have not been feeling 100%. But my eldest daughter, I said this morning, she's not feeling 100% either. So, and she works at the Royal Adelaide Hospital and has to wear the whole protection stuff, so I can't say she's, but I think she's just all vulnerable, and she's been wearing a mask for on the public transport and things like that. So where else am I going to go? Some of this side maybe. Oh, what do we got here? Might keep some of this for, like I said, for some of the other. So I wanted to keep her, wasn't I? I wanted to use her. She's really great for a spot there, so I'll look what's here. Where should I put it? There's the folded up, that's the pocket already. I can put her there. Maybe here. Let's put her there, and that's that red one there, because that looks really nice, and might pull her down a little bit so we can have that there. And just cut this out and use it as a piece of ephemera somewhere else. So just going to trim that across the top there carefully. Just need a little bit down the bottom. Because I like to try and to use things to keep ephemera in and create ephemera from what I'm using. Usually I use scrapbooking collections, and they often come with them. Their own ephemera, but if I make any of my own, I always use that and things that I've got in the journal, in the signatures. I have a playlist of my journals that I've shared, so if you want to check that out and see what else I've done with my journals, like I said, I've usually done one from scratch using a kit, and others ones I've just I've just videoed a walk, show and tell at the end kind of thing, so you can see what I've done there in my different journals. Playlist should be journal making or sharing journals. Anyway, I don't want to bore you with doing it. I just wanted to show you how to layer, create some bases, laying the bases. I would need to put something here to cover that over. That's not very interesting, is it? I might use some of my material. There, could do that. Or I might even use some of the paper I've got over here. Oh, God. This one here. Rather than, or I could just use the washi tape again. But the thing is, this is a big hole, and I don't know if the washi tape will be enough. I could do. This is what I quite often do with fragile pages, or use a bit of washi tape, and I try to use the same washi tape throughout the whole thing if I can. That's okay, that's fine. I'm going to turn you off, but please turn you off for a while, and I'm going to come back with a surprise, so please stay tuned, and we'll see you in a bit. Bye. Hi, so this is my surprise video, taking this the day after I made the first one. I'm going to choose some people who made a comment on the video that I made about the journal I was making, the retro journal, the first part about doing the cover and all that sort of stuff. That the people have commented on that, and I've got some eyelet lace for them with different colours on the edges, some sewing cards, a pattern in pretty good condition, a handmade card that I made, and some recipe cards. Things the journal I made was to do with cooking, so I tried to find some recipe cards. So that's what I'm going to give away today for having 300 subscribers. Thank you all, those people who have subscribed the last couple of days. That's really been fantastic, and I really appreciate that. So the names I have is My Amy's keepsakes is Marnell. I think she lives in America. I'm not really sure. Nat Williams, who lives in Mount Barker, which is not far away from where I live in Adelaide. Olga Cazarevis, who is a new subscriber who lives in Spain. Waste some time with Maggie, that's Maggie, who lives in New Zealand. And Crafty Karen, who lives in Australia, I think Victoria, New Zealand. Sorry, Karen. Anyway, so shuffle up the names. No idea who I'm pulling out. Let's have a look. Okay, so look at this one. Okay, waste some time with Maggie. So Maggie, I will be looking on your YouTube channel to see if you've got a address. If not, can you please email me, and I'll put my email address below in the description box. So thank you so much for all those people for commenting on that particular video, and I hope to see you commenting more. Other people would be lovely comments. So thank you very much for joining me today. Give me the thumbs up, that'd be great, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.